Hey, good evening, friends, neighbors, countrymen, and barrel-chested freedom fighters from all around the world. It's the old Paratrooper here. And man, it's been about a month since I've been able to do much YouTube stuff on YouTube. I've been busier than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest. And honestly, every time I would get material, something else would happen. An even bigger event would happen, something even crazier. About a month ago was about the time that Darth Biden did his speech in which he said me and about half the country were a threat to the Republic, which I found that rather odd. I mean, entertaining perhaps. I didn't realize I was a threat to a country that I defended most of my life. But anyway, I was going to do a video on that, but Steph just kept popping up. And here's just some of it. For example, I saw an article where the Defense Department is telling junior enlisted people to go on food stamps, which utterly made me mad. Because let's think about it here. If we can't pay our junior enlisted enough to take care of themselves and their families, that's just disgusting. We are giving billions of dollars to a corrupt regime in Ukraine to fight an even bigger corrupt regime. We are paying to fly illegal aliens all around our country in the middle of the night. We are giving money to all these woke leftists under the guise of government bills, and we can't make sure that Joe Private and his dependabotous wife and kid can't get a decent meal. That's disgusting. It just infuriates me. But there's still plenty more to infuriate us. The ultimate tone-deaf party of Sleepy Joe and his associates up there, celebrating the fact that inflation stayed at 8.2% and didn't go up. Like, wow. That is utterly tone deaf and completely out of touch with your constituents. And you were celebrating it. Plus, they made, what was the guy, John Taylor, whatever, made him sing. I mean, the inflation's bad enough, but I really don't want to. It's James Taylor. James Taylor, that was who it was. I don't want to hear James Taylor sing. I'm turning him off. So anyway, that was pretty bad. I have seen a lot of articles on the child abuse that's going on in this country, which is pushed forward by the progressive left and as Dave Chappelle refers to them, the alphabet people and the trans community. But we are seeing some whistleblower stuff coming out, which talks about how all this pushing transition among younger and younger people is literally a cash cow for the medical industry. The surgeries, the care, aftercare. I mean, for example, it's enriching doctors, hospitals, pharmaceutical industry. I mean, it's a cash cow. Because you screw someone up when they're 10, 11, 12 years old, they're going to be screwed up for life. And the medical industry will have a customer for life. In my humble opinion, anyone who's a part of that should be tarred, feathered, and ran out of town on a rail. Which, speaking of violence, and I don't really consider that violent, we've had a lot of Democrats basically calling people like me and you Nazis and saying they've got to challenge these MAGA extremists. I didn't realize I was a MAGA extremist, but I guess I am. So, whatever, dude. But you see, I've just had so much material I haven't been able to get to everything. And I haven't even talked about the FBI yet. But But there have been some bright, shining lights. So far, my favorite Sergeant Major of the Army was Sergeant Major of the Army Daly. But Sergeant Major of the Army Granston actually told a bunch of senior leadership at a conference to stop making our soldiers do mandatory online classes. Dude, you talk about a bright light shining of hope coming down. Oh, for 20 years I have said that most of these mandatory online classes are just garbage. I know, because I've had to do them. They're garbage. And everybody out there who's been in the Army over 6 months knows they're garbage. Thank you, Sergeant Major of the Army. You're giving me a little tiny bit of hope. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Now, we had Governor DeSantis' masterful stroke of sending a small group of illegal aliens to Martha's Vineyard, possibly one of the richest and whitest communities in the entire country. And they lost their minds. They could not take care of them, or so they claimed. They actually called out the National Guard and shipped these people off to a joint base at Cape Cod, which I understand is Republican. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with that part of Massachusetts. But anyway, long story short, a utter example of the hypocrisy of the left. What the left should have done, if they'd been smart. When those illegal aliens got there, they should have opened up their arms, said, hey, we're going to take care of you. Here's a huge tent left over from Barack Obama's birthday party. We're going to house you here or there. Here's showed a bunch of pictures of eating like nice breakfasts, not feeding them garbage cereal, but bacon and eggs. Being Martha's Vineyard, there probably wouldn't have been any bacon or eggs because they're probably vegans. They could have had pancakes. Everybody loves pancakes. But anyway, but they didn't do that because you can't have people of color. Or I guess they can work on Martha's Vineyard, but they're not allowed to live there. So, way to go, liberals. Showed what a bunch of jackasses you are. It was quite enlightening. All right. But, and I haven't even got to talk about the FBI or the 87,000 new IRS agents that are being hired, which I was fascinated by that. I did my taxes. We had to file a little late this year. And I got to talk to my CPA, and he's like, I'm a little worried about the IRS. And I'm like, whoa. IRS? Really? I said, well, if you'd known me, I've spent about 15 years of my life going in and out of a variety of countries where there were a large number of people who were happy to not either shoot me or blow me up or cut my head off. Got that going for me. And then I used to consider just jumping out of an airplane, a perfectly good airplane in the middle of the night. I used to just consider that a way to go to work. And not to mention the fact I was married to Satan's sister. But I'll save that for later. So honestly, these IRS agents, if they're going to try to threaten or intimidate me, dude, you're going to have to get in line. I'm not scared of an accountant. I mean, yeah, you can wreck me, but I've had lots of people try to kill me, so it really doesn't bother me that much. I mean, besides that, I've had my butt chewed out by Command Sergeant Major Don Frank Purdy. And I deserved it. And granted, it wasn't a big butt chewing, but it was masterful. I mean, he used profanity like an artist uses colors working in a well. It was beautiful. And I totally deserved it. And, yeah. So, again, not too intimidated, or I'm not really surprised at anything anymore. So, all right, whatever, dude. If you want to try to intimidate me over my taxes, you're just going to have to get in line. It ain't going to work. But on the bright side, I think the blinders are off, and I really think that we're going to turn this thing around in November. So I tell you what, freedom fighters, I want you to continue to train. I want you to watch your six. I want you to continue to look out there for each and every one of us, and God bless America.